Dus, please give it up for the next contestant. It is Socrates!
Thank you very much. Thank you much, everybody. My name is Socrates, and I gotta say, as a Greek, I'm a little torn because I appreciate the fact that the world is suddenly learning Greek. I just wish it was for a better reason, is all I'm saying. But yeah, so my father's Greek. I'm also American. Never heard of it? Clearly, there's no Iraqis in the room because they've heard of it. Just saying. You know, America used to be a little more popular than it is now. I think it's got a bad name, as you can see by the reaction. You know, I personally, I blame politics. I think that's what's hurt the country a lot. And one of the things about this thing that people don't understand is, you know, as my Greek father would point out, politics is a Greek word. And by understanding the origins of the word, it makes a little bit more sense what we're facing in these dire times. You see, politics comes from poly, which means many, and ticks. It's a blood-sucking parasite that spreads diseases. Politics. See, when you were complaining that they used to just take your money, you know, now they've gone old school, they're spreading plague as well, so I'm not saying it's good. You know, the whole problem, though, is it's just putting like a bad name on democracy, which was a great idea when we first came up with it. The people loved it. It was a great thing that the people were in favor of. And if you haven't figured it out yet, democracy, that's a Greek word. It comes from demo, to try out, and krisi, which is Greek for wine. Because the people just wanted to have some wine and a good time. They were hoping for a party, which is why we call all the different groups or parties. It's the Republican Party, you know, nobody parties like a Green Party. So it's difficult, but that's what the people want, you know. So the world it's hard, I think, and you know, the last couple of years have been extra hard. I had some financial problems, you know, I lost my work, etc. So I had to turn to a new way, and you know, I looked at the politics and I thought, well, crime seems to be a workable solution, and so, but it's difficult. I don't know if you've tried stealing things; it's not so easy. But you know, it cuts the middleman out. You get stuck. So I'm trying to start easy with simple crimes and work my way up. Like I've been stealing those walking sticks that the blind people use. Well, hear me out. They never see it coming. And, you know, they're not going to do anything. They're not going to come running after you, you know, not without that stick. And worst case scenario, if they go to the police without an eyewitness report, they got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, the downside is it's not easy to sell those sticks because there's not a lot of people looking for them. But as they say, you know, unlucky in life, lucky in love. It's not true. It's not true. Look, my relationships, they weren't all Greek tragedies. They were more like that French play. You know the one I mean? Les Miserables. Well, we would argue about stuff. You know what I mean? Mostly money. People like to argue about money. It's a fun topic. So, you know, we worked it out, though. We're now in perfect harmony, which was not easy to achieve, and I'm happy to be in harmony now. And all it took was for me to understand that it is, in fact, harmony. Yeah. So I learned a lot from my wife, though. I actually learned how to be a minimalist. Well, since the divorce. Yeah. But we bought a dog, decided to name it Karma, but it's a male dog. And when people find out the dog's name, they'll always say, hey, Karma's a bitch. I say, no, man, Karma is just a dog. You can make your own reality. You know. So that's what I've been trying to do. You know. It's not easy to do what you want in this world, you know what I'm saying? And for me, I thought, you know, comedy, that's got to be a joke. You know. How hard can it be to stand up in front of a bunch of people and say things? You know, in another country, you know, because why make it easy on yourself, you know? Because as an American, I could have done it in the U.S., but I don't live there. Which also makes it a whole lot harder than what I'm trying to do right now. But, so, the thing with my wife and me, you know, we used to have a favorite song, you know, and whenever I hear that song, it still kind of brings me back to her, you know what I mean? And at some point, I'm sure we'll hear it again. Thanks very much. My name is Sakrati. You're a great audience. See you again.